What's up everyone, David here. We got a new video for y'all today, but before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. Now look what we got right here. We got some new toys from Ritkeep. Very grateful. First and foremost, thank you for the opportunity. Look what they sent me right here. You can already imagine what this is. Brand new barbell. Let's go ahead. Perfect. I'm training for a powerlifting meet. What better way to train for it than actually using a power bar? So we're gonna go ahead and review it. Good, bad, suggestions. Let's get it going. But right off the gate, look at the packaging, man. This thing is sturdy. This thing is like a tank. I already know it got no issues when it got transported. So let's go ahead, open it up, and I'm so excited. I've never actually had a brand new barbell. Usually all my barbells are used. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Swap Meet, you know, the usual, because, you know, home gym issues. But now this is going to be my first brand new straight out of the box, or I should say straight out of the cylinder type of ball. Oh, I can see it already. All right, moment of truth. Oh, this is like the gym bro equivalent of when the average folk, they get a new phone and they peel off the screen protector, that little piece of plastic. This is exactly what that feels like. Oh, man, look at that. Don't need that no more. Oh my God, and an extra layer of plastic. And oh, this is a good one. I love when brands actually put little rubber ends on anything that they're getting. Machines I've gotten in the past, pieces of equipment that I've ordered in the past, if there's a sharp end of it that you know is going to make impact with the ground and you know it's going to take some damage, protect it while it's being transported. Why do I got to receive it when it's already broken and bent and beat up? No, protect the end. So these little rubber things, oh my God, and keep them. Home gym hack. You never know when you might end up wanting to use one of these. If you're ever going to store your bar vertically instead of letting it crash down on the ground, save them. Always do. You never know when they might come into play. Right there. Oh. Smells like new. Let's go. Oh, right off the gate, the knurling feels good. That's gonna be a big talking point. Let's go. Again, another rubber stopper. Make sure you do not lose those. They come in handy. You never know when, but eventually they will. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. And right off the gate, just initial first impressions right away. You can tell this is going to be a well-built bar. I had plenty of bad bars back in my day. Bent, cheap, just not worth the price. This one, you just know. When you've been working out as long as I have, and you've been around plenty of different bars, from either the cheap ones that you bought online, public gyms, they didn't invest in good equipment, you kind of get a good feel for bars. This one, nice. I mean, oh, the spin, everything is new. Everything feels good. Just initial first impression, just straight out of the packaging. Outside of the packaging itself, which looks like they take real good care of the equipment during transport. This itself, you already know, and I love the color black. It comes in red, silver, black. Me, just like the rest of this home gym, as you can tell, I like the color black. I like the dark scheme. But color has absolutely nothing to do with it. That's just personal preference. But the actual quality of it, will it hold up to actual workouts? What exactly is it that makes this bar special? Well, first, let's break it down. Right off the bat, it's a 7-foot Olympic barbell. All right, 20 kilos or 45 pounds, even though technically 20 kilos is 44 pounds, but you get the idea. From right there, 28 millimeter. I know those of you who compete in powerlifting, I know y'all are very specific about the size of your bars. I know I will, because I got actually my first powerlifting meet coming up in a couple months. So perfect. This is exactly the specifications of the bar that I will be using on competition day. 28 millimeters. If you're picky about that, again, look out for the details, look for the specs, but this is what we're working with for this specific bar. For those of you deadlift specialists, it's got a 125 PSI tensile strength rating. So those of you who are real picky about how much whip a barbell has, that's definitely going to play a factor with that. So be on the lookout for that. Whip is pretty much just how much the bar bends when you're pulling it off the ground, specifically on deadlifts, but realistically it's how much it bends on any movement. It's called the whip of the barbell. The more whippy the bar is, the more you're going to see it bounce. So when someone comes up with the squat, you see the bar bouncing on their back. When they pull a deadlift, you see the bar starts to bend a lot before the weight plates actually come off the ground. All of that is whip, and that's determined by the tensile strength. So for this one, 125. right here at the ends. And honestly, this is probably gonna be my favorite part. I know many people, they might not think too much about this, but you gotta keep in mind, a lot of my barbells I have in this home gym, they're so rusted and beat up. They're just no name brands, no nothing, no indication of where they came from. They're just all bought used. They're so rusty and stiff, they don't even spin. Look at this. Oh my God, the amount of spin right there. And because of that, you wanna know why? 8 needle bearings on each side. So you already know that's gonna allow the plates to rotate a lot more. That's gonna come in real handy to make sure you're dialing in the form on those big lifts. I already know I'm gonna feel that a lot, especially in my squats. Because like I said, all my previous bars, man, they're just so rusty and beat up. They don't even spin. They're practically locked into place. This will come in handy. If you're someone who likes doing a lot of Olympic weightlifting, make sure that bar spins. This one checks all the boxes. Those are pretty much the specifications. Overall, it's got a rating of 1,000 pound weight capacity. I don't know anyone that's lifting 1,000 pounds on a bar. If you're lifting 1,000 pounds on a deadlift or on a squat in a home gym, man, props to you, but I already know I'm nowhere near that. For reference, my total lifts, right now, I got a 365 squat, 275 bench, 455 deadlift. So you see, nowhere near 1,000 pounds will be loaded on this bar at any given point. But regardless, those are the general specifications of the barbell itself. Now let's look at some of the things that I'm real fond of. Right away, the knurling. When you feel it, the knurling on the bar for me is very specific because that's what you're going to be grabbing onto. Last thing you want is you're so close to locking out that last rep on a deadlift, and then next thing you know, your hands start opening up. If you got weak grip strength, you might be relying a little bit more on the knurling. All it is the textured portion on the actual barbell itself. Some bars, they're super smooth where it seems like the knurling is not even there. Other ones are super aggressive where it feels like sandpaper. This is right in between. Not too much, not too little. This is perfect knurling for me. But again, everyone's got their preferences. For some, this might be a little too rough. For other people, they want it even more. They want it to feel like it's a nail file and they're just like, you know, sanding away at their calluses. This is perfect. Another big thing that I noticed right here, which I wasn't expecting, which I love, I wish every single brand did this for every single barbell. It's got 2 rings right next to each other right here. Typically, bars will have a ring on the inside, so where the smooth part of the bar meets the actual knurling, and then they'll only have 1 ring. And the ring, all it is just a smooth part. It's just for reference to know where to line up your hands. This one's got 2 rings per side. That is perfect because typically when I bench press, a lot of people say put their pinkies on the rings. That's a little bit too wide for my frame. I like a little bit more of a narrow grip when I bench. So this one has the inner ring. I already know that's going to be my grip. I'm going to put my pinkies on the inner ring. That's going to be my grip when I bench press. Perfect. I love that. That is a huge plus. I love a double ring on a bar. If some bars only have 1, not a big deal, but they went the extra mile. They understand. And obviously, the bigger you are, the wider the frame, the wider your hand grip on any movement. So it makes sense to have even wider markings. One thing I noticed right here in the middle, though, there's no center knurling. Not a deal breaker, but for me, I squat a lot. I want to have that center knurling on there because I really don't want the bar to slip off my back. Obviously, it won't actually slip, but it would be helpful if there was a center knurling there. Right now in the middle, it's smooth. Oh well. But again, that would be a nice plus sign. Oh well. It is what it is. I can still squat. That's why we have traps. It's a shelf for the bar to sit on. Overall, though, it looks like it's looking good. I'm real excited, but it looks good on paper. How will it actually hold up during practical use? So all in all, the bar gets the job done. So pretty much the way I went about it is I'm really looking at 4 big movements. You're squatting, you're hinging, you're pressing, you're pulling. So for squats, I went ahead and did barbell back squats. And honestly, I thought that the fact that it didn't have the knurling in the middle would affect and maybe have the risk of, you know, my bar slipping down my back. And honestly, it's not a real big difference. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but you know, it would be nice to have it on there. But regardless, at the end of the day, if you spend some time, you know, working on your traps and building them up, then okay, you have somewhere for the bar to be placed. But it felt smooth every time I go down and up. The spin on the bar, just how much it rotates, I feel the big difference compared to the beat up bars I had before. So that's gonna be a big thing, especially if you're handling those big weights on a squat. You want every little advantage you can take. You want everything to just be working smoothly. You want that bar to rotate. I felt that. I went heavy, made sure the bar can hold up, and it did. Obviously, every time I did the back down sets with a little bit of lighter weight, the bar held up. It does exactly what it is that you need when it comes to the squat. I like the inner rings, definitely comes in handy, especially knowing where to put my hands when I squat. Again, a lot of bars. They only come with one ring. This one's got two, so you can make it even more exact of where you want to put your hand placement. As far as lower body lifts go, I also did the deadlifts. Again, it can hold up. I had some real heavy weight on here. As far as home gym standards, it gets the job done. The whip on the bar, not to the point where it's a specialized deadlift bar. If you use a specialized deadlift bar, it will have a lot more whip. But this one, for overall well-rounded power bar, perfect. It wasn't stiff, so it did have a little give to it. Perfect for exactly what it is that I need to do for my deadlifts. Good. The grip, the knurling on it is just spot on. Like I said, I've used some bars in the past where the knurling is pretty much like non-existent, so it'll just be slipping out of my hands. And I've used other bars where the knurling feels like sandpaper. No, this one is good. And also the diameter of the bar. If you got someone who like maybe a little smaller hands, you might want to opt for a smaller diameter bar. If you got bigger hands, it might be a little uncomfortable. But like I said, just for an all well-rounded bar, 28 millimeters like this one, it gets the job done. It can hold up some serious heavy weight. Perfect. You do some heavy lower body lifts, some high rep sets, whatever it may be, it will hold up. Now, as far as upper body pushing, I want to say this bar can take a hit. You dump it on the safety bars, no damage, no nothing. I failed the bench press, not real proud of it, but hey, it happens to the best of us. And no scratch, no nothing. You know, if you fail, dump the bar. Okay, good. It's protected. I thought the black paint or whatever it is would chip off. No, it held up perfectly. Just lightened up the weight, did a good rep. Smooth. Again, the two rings really came in handy, especially for the bench press, because most people, they put their pinkies on the rings. I can't do that. For my frame, it's not that wide. That's too big of a grip for me to go. That's too wide. It feels uncomfortable. I have to narrow my grip and bring my hands a little bit closer in. So I put my pinkies on the inner rings right here. Perfect hand placement, perfect distance. I can get the form down perfectly. Even for those incline presses, it gets the job done. I usually go a little bit more narrow grip compared to a normal flat bench. The more inclined I go, the more narrower the grip is. Man, it all holds up. And then for rows, I went ahead and did some barbell rows. Man, make sure heavy. Let's see if it can actually hold up. You know, drop the bar on the ground. Obviously not too aggressively, but at the same time, I want to see if the bar can withstand, you know, if you accidentally drop it or let go, grip fails, whatever it may be. For bent over rows with 2 plates, it holds up. And I like to point out, the bar is the bar. It's what holds the weight. You got to make sure that you're doing the form correctly. You got to make sure that you're putting in the effort. If you do all those things, you'll get results. But this bar can be used as a tool to help you get there. Overall, for what it is needed for, and for being in a home gym setting, I got no complaints whatsoever. It could hold up the massive weights I'm going to be putting on it, and I know it could handle even more weight should I continue to get even stronger. So all in all, Ritkeep, thank you once again. Perfect bar for a home gym setting. Nice, and especially black. I like the color because you can see my home gym right here. It's a lot of black theme. Comes in red and silver, but you already know me. Just like I'm dressed right now, I like the darker colors. Everything that you need in a bar right here. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you've gone ahead and used this bar as well, go ahead and comment down below. What are your thoughts on it? What are your reviews on it? What do you like about it? Also, comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. And on Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on both accounts. I'll put all my links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.